Hello my lovelies, my name is Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to talk about sexuality, specifically my sexuality and how I've been experimenting with it since I had a mental health breakdown in August. For those of you that saw my video that came out in August, I had a mental health breakdown in August, fun times. And through kind of therapy and through a little bit of sexual experimentation that started happening just after my gender reassignment surgery, I have been exploring my sexuality as an individual, and I no longer identify as a heterosexual woman. However, I'm not quite sure what I identify as yet. So I've always had kind of feelings towards women my whole life, essentially, my whole life. And then I had really suppressed that going through my transition because I wanted to be a cisgender conforming trans woman. And so I never really explored my sexuality. And then every time I had been drinking or every time I had slightly lost control of my inhibitions, I really fed into the fact that I do like women quite a lot. And I would try and, make out with women and kiss women and, all of those good fun things. And so it kind of got to a point where I was like, yes, no, I am not heterosexual, and I really needed to start kind of exploring that and that sexuality. Now, sexuality is a very case-by-case basis. It's very individual to trans people, on the whole, and also there's a lot of gender dysphoria which kind of feeds into our sexuality and our sexual expression, our sexual interests and things like that. And I guess I kind of just wanted to talk to you a little bit about where I'm at and how I've been experimenting with all of those things. I mean, obviously, you know the how. I've been sleeping with women and non-binary people. But what it means for me as a person and where that kind of level of acceptance is coming in. So I think that the biggest barrier I had to overcome personally was this idea that why would you transition to become a lesbian if you were already a man? Then you could have just been a cisgendered heterosexual man and all of those things. And obviously, as we all know, as I know and as you know, that is trash garbage. You can be whoever you want to be, and your gender identity does not affect and should not affect your sexual preference. However, because my gender identity was existing within the binaries and very female, and I wanted to be cisgender conforming, I really neglected the side of me that was interested in women, interested in kind of non-binary people. And as I said, this kind of started bubbling up, I mean, for most of my adult years, but it really started bubbling up after my surgery because I finally felt comfortable I felt comfortable as myself as a woman, I felt feminine, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, liking women doesn't actually affect my my femininity. Damn. And it was a really difficult discovery for me because it was like a complete reevaluation of who I was. And so yeah, I've been kind of experimenting sexually, I've been experimenting romantically, mostly with women, but with some non-binary people as well. And it's been really interesting. It's been a lot of kind of very sharp learning curves. And in terms of where I'm at the moment, I think I'm leaning more towards being pansexual than being bisexual because I am attracted to people who are non-binary, which I found out on a film set in March when I was attracted to two non-binary people at the same time, and it was very stressful for me because I thought I just liked men, and I don't just like men. So I think I'm leaning more towards being pan than being bi. However, I do still struggle with the idea of me being anything other than straight, and I do keep kind of falling into the trap of no, I need to date a man, I need to date a man, I need to date a man, because I am still sexually attracted to men. And I think this is another thing that we get a lot in the community, the LGBTQIA community, is kind of sexuality erasure, that you have to have been with a woman to be a lesbian, that you have to have been with a non-binary person to be pansexual, because that's not the case. And I think it's a really kind of dated way to kind of list our experimentation. You know, you don't have to have tried something to know that you're interested in it. Do you know what I mean? So it's very much like, yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a difficult one. It's a bit of a difficult one, but I am, so I'm kind of seeing a woman at the moment, but I'm also kind of casually seeing other people. So it's very much like, it really is exploring. It is exploring at its absolute finest. And you know what? I'm 24. I'm enjoying myself, I'm being safe, and I highly encourage that you do the same as well, because sexuality is fluid and it changes. And for maybe 10 years of my life, I thought I was only interested in men, and then recently it was like, nay, you're interested in everyone. That makes me sound really desperate. I do have standards, I promise. So yeah, I think that was just kind of a bit of a ranty ramble about the fact that I'm having sex with women currently and I'm exploring my sexual identity, and that isn't necessarily linked to your gender expression, and for a long time I thought it was. So this is just a video to confirm to you that your gender expression and your gender identity has nothing to do with your sexuality. So if you want to transition from a man to a woman and still be in love with women, or if you want to transition from a woman to a man and be in love with men, like all of those things, like just experiment. Try the different things at the table, be safe, be smart, be respectful, be consenting. Very important one there. And I hope you all have a lovely day, avoid transphobia, and yeah, just, you know, sexual anarchy, destroy the patriarchy, try everything. I will see you next week for another video. Oh, that was really like stereotypical exploring my sexuality, like finger guns, I will see you soon. Bye. Apologies for my voice. I have a cold. Just a cheeky cold. Pesky little cheeky cold. Sexuality.